master's technique of ruling. Well, as the saga continues, we stand our ground as pioneers. Space cadets on a mission to a Venetian frontier. Not knowing our next Death Star nation. We be taking a lyrical leap into the next millennium. Freestyling on the lowdown, better rhyming like a showdown. On the flow like a hoedown.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to tuning into our Break the Cycle Masterclass, where we will be sharing this amazing opportunity with you tonight. Now, before we do get started with our presentation, I'd like to acknowledge each and every one of you guys for being here with us. I know you guys could have been doing something else besides being here with us tonight, but you are here because you're wanting to break out of that same boring cycle that seems to never end and rewrite your reality. And that in itself is the first step to wanting to make a change. Now, what I do ask you guys is to be as present as possible because we will be breaking down every piece of information with you. Don't worry, I promise we are not going to bore you tonight as we are only interested in sharing the information that you only need to know. So without further ado, let's just jump straight into it, hey? Now, what I want to know from you guys is why are you here? Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Because your why is the fuel that will carry you when things get real uncomfortable. It'll be the reason you'll keep going when everyone gives up. So don't just give a surface answer. I want you all to really dig deep and really think about it, whether it's because you're tired of repeating the same cycle, because you know your worth and know that you were meant for more, or maybe because you've tried everything else that didn't work and you're finally ready to choose yourself. And that could look like you wanting more time, more freedom to support yourself or your family financially, or even retire from your 9 to 5 or still work your 9 to 5 and earn a second stream of income. Whatever it is, I want you to really hold that close to you and I want you to own it. Because when your why is crystal clear, your excuses will disappear. And we'll show you exactly how you are able to achieve the things you want throughout this masterclass. Now, let's dive into the purpose of this masterclass. I will be supporting you guys on getting crystal clear around who we are partnered up with. My amazing sis Tati will be speaking to the strategy. And lastly, our amazing compensation plan, the whole reason why we are here today, which will be broken down by amazing friend Chelsea at the very end of this masterclass. But first, I want you to know who I am. Kia ora, everybody. My name is Marcus. I am 27 years old, happily proud Māori Polynesian, currently residing here in South Auckland, New Zealand. I was a high school dropout at the age of 16 and started working in hospitality full-time to support my family financially. I met my amazing partner at the age of 18. 6 months of being in a relationship, I made the biggest jump of my life to move to New Zealand, and I left my whole entire family who are now in Australia. I know, right? You're probably thinking, whoa, like he jumped pretty fast with someone he's only just met less than a year. Like, who does that? But when I first moved to New Zealand for my first 2 months, it was a total struggle. I was completely jobless. I had no support. I had $0 to my name. And honestly, it took a real toll on me because I started feeling homesick and really depressed. And at that point, I was actually ready to fly back to Australia with my family. But I promised myself and my partner I was going to give it a chance. And 9 years later, I'm still here. I am currently working in warehousing logistics and have been for the past 9 years. And if you know what it's like working in warehousing, you already know it can be a lot, but it's not something I would like to continue to do for the rest of my life. Now, I am running my online business alongside my 9 to 5. I started in October 23, and the reason why I started this business is because I wanted more time. And I actually realized that I wanted more time since 2018, when my grandmother had passed away. I remember this day as clear. I was at work at the time, and I remembered asking my boss if I could go and see her before she passes, because she knew that her time was coming. And sorry. And do you want to know what he said to me? What my boss said? He said, "Oh, if she hasn't passed yet, you can't leave until she does." Now that completely shattered me, and so obviously I had to continue working. But 3 hours later, on that same day, I received a call from my dad on my lunch break saying that your nan is gone. Now, you could just imagine how I was feeling in the moment. That moment changed everything for me. I realized I never wanted to be in a position again where I had to ask for someone else's permission to be there for my family. I realized I was stuck in the same cycle I had watched growing up, sacrificing my time, missing out on moments, and choosing paycheck over presence because that's all that I ever knew. But now, fast forwarding, I have found a vehicle that will help me gain back my time and power. Since being inside the online space, I've actually managed to close just over $40,000 in sales and earn my first four-figure month. Last year, I have managed to take some time out for myself to travel to Australia 5 times just so that I can spend more time with my family, to meet 2 of my newborn nephews, and celebrating birthdays and going on family trips. And speaking of celebrating, next month I'll be flying overseas to celebrate my sister's 30th birthday. This is me making time so that I don't have to miss out on special moments like this while I'm teaching men and women what they are able to create inside or outside their 9 to 5. And as of now, I am working towards retiring my 9 to 5 before 2025 ends. Guys, we've got 6 more months and I'm only 27 and it's totally possible. Now, don't get me wrong, I truly value my job. I have nothing against working a 9 to 5. I respect any hustle, but I knew deeply inside that that was not my path anymore because I knew I wasn't made to just exist. I was made to live, not to just survive, to build a legacy, to grow and to lead, and to create something bigger than myself and to help others like you who are here with us tonight do the same. And I say this with confidence, 100%. I truly believe in this business because I have seen that it has given many to those who is running their online business options and has supported themselves and their families and has gained back their time and breaking generational cycles for good. And that's why I'm here in creating it. But that's enough about me, team. Thank you for listening. I feel so grateful to share my why with you, and I hope it has inspired you too. But now let's move on to the company we are partnered up with. So, team, we are partnered up with a company called Enagic. Those of you who do know who Enagic is, that is amazing. But to those of you who do not know who Enagic is a Japanese company founded in 1974, owned by the man himself, Mr. Hironari Oshiro, and has been running for 51 years this month. Enagic Devices filters out tap water and turns it into kangen water, which, by the way, guys, in Japanese, kangen means return to origin, which helps restore the body to its original alkaline state. Enagic is also located over 40 locations in 28 countries all over the world and is also the leading manufacturer of medical-graded water ionizers. Now, you're probably wondering what it is we do in high-ticket sales. I will keep it short and simple for you guys. We put water ionizers in the homes of those who want to consume or distribute the products and earn a high commission every time we do so. That's it. And here are those 3 main products that are popular on the market. We have a Ka water ionizer, an Espa, and our Ukon. So we'll start off with our K8 machine. This machine transforms your ordinary tap water into kangen-rich water. So like I said before, kangen means return to origin. The K8 is a multifunctional machine which provides various pH levels. There are also other ways of using this particular machine. You can use it for cooking, cleaning, your skin, your plants, food, and so much more. And now for our next product is our Enespa Home Shower Head Filter. So if you guys didn't know, your skin is your biggest organ. You're basically like a walking life sponge because your skin actually absorbs the tap water that runs through your normal shower and enters your bloodstream. And so what this product does is it removes any harmful substances, for example, chlorine and other toxins that can aggravate your skin. So it's basically you bathing in mineral hot water every single day. And last product that we have on the market for you is our Ukon. Our Kangen Ukon comes in 3 types of forms. We have our capsules, soap, and drinking tea that's made out of turmeric. It is a healthy antioxidant which is grown originally in Okinawa in Japan, where it is 100% fully organic. It is enriched with high-quality ingredients such as essential oils, flaxseed oils, and healthy minerals. Now, what I'm about to show you, team, which I'm actually super excited about, we have our beautiful sis Kaya, who has shared her testimony and her journey using our products. When she first came in, she actually suffered with eczema. And if you look on the right side of her results, her skin is now glowing, radiating with confidence. And that's the kind of transformation these products can bring. Drop a fire emoji in the chat, team, if you are wowed by her results too. Yeah. Yes. Amazing, team. Well, you know who we are partnered up with, the products we sell. I am now going to hand it over to my beautiful sis Tati, who will be speaking to the strategy for you guys. It is all you, Tati. Thank you, team.
What is up? What is up, team? Thank you, Marcus, for sharing with us the company that we're partnered with and our incredible products that we get to distribute into the home of many families. It is an honor to serve you tonight here on this masterclass. And I can see people are tuning in, and it just goes to show how many people want to change their life. And I believe that this opportunity can be the vessel for you to do so. Learn a new skill set, which can also help break those cycles. Now, let me ask you something. What if the thing you use every single day without even thinking was actually the key to changing your life? An incredible asset to have in today's society, and that is your phone. The same device you're probably watching this masterclass on right now. Now, the way that we make money is through utilizing this asset and leveraging attraction marketing, which I will explain later in the coming slides through our social media pages, whether that is Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Again, most people have one of these, and so can you. So, if you are willing to create content, you can monetize your social media platforms paired with attraction marketing, call in your soul tribe, and start attracting the right people to your pages. Plug them into masterclasses just like this one, and from there, we help them get the information that they need, close sales, and duplicate success. It's not just ourselves that we want to see at the top thriving. There is room for everyone, and we want to share this opportunity with more whānau here in New Zealand and even globally to help break our generational cycles of struggle and choose financial freedom. Now, let me introduce myself. Hey team, my name is Tatiana, also known as Tati, Māori and Cook Island descent, born and raised in the beautiful South Auckland, New Zealand, and I'm the first in my family to build something like this, a business that can help with breaking the cycle. Because for a long time, I didn't even know that I was in one. I've been working since I was 16, and my first job was in hospitality. And like many, I followed the traditional path that society painted as safe. Go to school, get good grades, go to uni, and find a job. And I did that. Not because it's what I truly wanted, but because I thought it was the only way to help make life easier for my family. So I wanted to help and I wanted to contribute, and this was my way of doing that. But what I didn't realize was that following this path also came at a cost. I'm grateful for the experience, don't get me wrong, but I've never used the degree that I studied for, which was like 3 to 4 years, and I walked away with debt. Today, I work in healthcare, which again has nothing to do with my degree, but I chose it for security because when COVID hit 4 years ago, my world got rocked. And if you can see there, my family is a part of my why and the reason behind it all. My dad had reduced hours during that time, and my mum was actually made redundant from a job that she poured 21 years into. Overnight, we went from four incomes to barely two and a half, and I watched the woman who raised me, hardworking and loyal, get treated like she was replaceable. And so that moment stayed with me, and I didn't really like that feeling. It planted a seed of resentment, but more than that, it planted a fire in me. And a lesson that I'll never forget is that if you don't build something for yourself, someone else can take that all away from you. But at that time, I didn't know what to do with that. So I kept on showing up to my 9 to 5 and I told myself I'm grateful. But deep down, I was stuck in a loop. Wake up, commute, work, come home, and repeat. And I was so tired, not just physically, but emotionally. And the turning point actually came when the borders reopened after lockdown and we were finally allowed to travel again. So if you know me, I love to travel. And I went on back-to-back international trips. And the last one that I went on with my best friends, it was the first time in a long time that I actually felt truly free. And I remember thinking, is this what life could actually feel like? So I came home from that trip changed. I realized that I didn't want to just exist anymore, and I wanted to build something that gave me options because that's the real flex. Freedom, options, and the power of choice. And I believe that everything happens for a reason. So not long after that trip, an opportunity found me, one that aligned with my values and gave me a chance to fast track the life that I'd always dreamed about. And I was plugged into a masterclass just like this one, and I made a decision to start and invest into my business and ran with it. And since then, it has truly changed my life. I'm still working my 9 to 5 as well as running my business alongside it. However, from this opportunity, I've been to multiple business events, including one overseas. I've connected with mentors and surrounded myself with a powerful community of people. I'm working towards my first five-figure month, which in this space is totally possible. I'm retiring my 9 to 5 in my 20s and not waiting until 60s because let's be real, these are some of your best years that I personally don't want to waste behind a desk. This journey is more than about money. It's about healing generational patterns. It's about breaking cycles financially, emotionally, and even in your relationships. And it's about creating a life where my family doesn't have to start from struggle, but now I get to help others who want the same to do so as well. Because there is another way, and we are here to show you what's possible when you stop settling and start choosing yourself. We were never meant to stay in cycles, we were meant to break them. Now, I just wanted to ask another question. If nothing changed in the next 6 to 12 months, would you be okay with that? And I don't just mean getting by. I mean, would you be okay with the same stress, the same pay, the same routine that leaves you burnt out before the week's even done? Would you be okay with still putting your dreams on pause and still waiting for one day to arrive? Or is there just a part of you, even just a tiny bit, that knows that you were made for more than this cycle? Now, I wanted to show you that these are some of the results that everyday people, men and women in our community, are producing. They have gone against the grain and are being the first in their families to break those cycles of struggle too. No, we're not influencers. We are just people willing to do what most don't, to have a life most only dream about. And I wanted to highlight a couple of these results. So Shannara here in the top left was 47K in consumer debt, working in warehousing and had 7 cents to her name. But now she's making regular five-figure months and she's been in this space for 5 years now. What would have taken her a year to save, she now makes that in a month. A month, guys. She's condensing timelines and also brought her first home in cash in her second year of business. Jerry in the bottom middle still works his 9 to 5 while building his online business, but since starting a year and a half ago, he's been able to retire his wife through this opportunity and had a 4K drop into his account from the work that he put in. He's creating options over time, and it's a journey, not a sprint. There's a big misconception in this space that you need a massive following to see results. But I also wanted to highlight my business partner, Marcus, who spoke before me. Through just one piece of content, he was able to attract people to his page. Why? Because he shared his story. He led with his values, and people resonated with that. His views were higher than his follower account, but that didn't matter. What mattered most was the connection that he created from this piece of content. He made over 40K in sales and received a four-figure commission, all while working his 9 to 5, which is one step closer to him retiring his job. It's not about how many followers you have, it's about how well you can communicate who you are and what you stand for. And again, how is this all possible? And that is through attraction marketing. It's all about drawing people to you. And I know this is cliche, but showing up as you is so powerful. You're unique, your story is unique. So share that. Share your values, your family. The right people will naturally connect with you. You're not begging people to buy, you're just simply putting this opportunity in front of them to show them what's possible through your transformation and letting them choose themselves if this is what something that they want to pursue. Another big misconception is that you have to do this all by yourself. But what most people don't realize is you're not just starting a business, you're stepping into a community that supports you every step of the way. You get access to multiple group chats where we hype each other up and we celebrate every single win, big or small. You're also plugged into our community's online platform, Elevate Academy, where you can learn at your own pace. You'll get access to step-by-step training modules on things like content creation, attraction marketing, funnels and systems, all the things that you need to automate and grow your business. So we're not gatekeeping around here. We learn together, we win together, and honestly, the stories and testimonials speak for themselves. We work alongside each other, collaboration over competition. Now, I'm going to be passing it over to my beautiful sis, Charles, who's going to break down our compensation plan and the type of income that's possible when you plug into this opportunity.
Amazing. Thank you so much, Tati. So there was a moment that changed everything for me, and I didn't realize it at the time. It was when I lost both of my grandparents in the same year, and I couldn't shake the thought, did I really spend all of these years climbing the ladder, doing what I thought I had to do, only to miss out on the people who meant the most to me? So, my name is Chelsea. Just like Tati, I started working at the age of 16 to help my parents. I come from a really big family, as you can see on the right-hand side. And so my mum was a stay-at-home mum, and my dad was the main provider of our family. Because he was the main provider, it meant he missed out on a lot with his family, but especially with my mum. Now, I'm so, so grateful for my parents because they did all they could with what they knew. But this is actually one of the cycles I'm wanting to break. Again, because my dad was the main provider, I had to help raise my siblings. I was the first in my family to get a degree, but I was also drowning in overdraft and in 30K in debt. Just like Tati, I didn't use my degree. I fell into depression because I realized it wasn't something that I truly wanted to do. I was just following society's path of what would deem you successful. And I was stuck in a job that didn't light me up, even when I was earning 85 to 90K a year. But something that really hit me the most was that I realized I was repeating the same cycle my dad was in. Working hard, sacrifice, surviving, but never really living. I was choosing my job over my family. When my grandparents passed, it woke me up. I didn't want to live a life where I missed out on time with my family and things that were important to me. It's crazy because when I look back, I realized I knew more about my work colleagues' lives than I did about my own family's lives. But that's when I found this business. And it wasn't just about the money, it was about legacy. I saw a way out of the pattern. I saw a way to break the cycle, not just for me, though, but for my family. And for every other person who's ever been told to play it safe or stay small and not dream too loud, this is for you too. Since then, I've built a business that's changed my entire life. I was able to leave my 9 to 5 9 months after starting in this business. 9 months. And I was working at my 9 to 5 for 4 years. I'm debt free. I've had multiple 10K months, and I've been able to travel to places that I only used to dream of. I've mentored over 800 plus men and women, and I will be the first in my family to break the cycle fully, completely, and permanently. But this isn't just about me. I want you to see yourself in this. So I want to ask you something. If you're making between 5K to 20K months passively for the rest of your life, what would change? What would life finally feel like for you? What would be different? Would you be debt free? Would you be traveling the world? Would you be helping your family? Would you be investing, making multiple streams of income? What would that really look and feel like for you? No longer missing out on time with your loved ones. Now, I want you to hold on to this vision for the rest of this call. Now, let me be really honest with you. This isn't a quick rich scheme. This isn't a pyramid scheme. This is a real business, real people, and real results. So to begin this business, yes, you will need to invest into a product. Now you can either invest into 1, 2, 3, or even 4 products. Tonight, I will only be speaking into 4 products, which is also known as the quad, which you can see on the right. Simply because the quad is what's going to support you to fast track your business to get you to where you want to be quicker, whether that's being home with your babies or retiring your 9 to 5, traveling, retiring your parents, retiring your partner, whatever that may look like for you. Along with this, I also want to speak into the quad hack, which will allow you to earn up to $3,000 on your first sale. I'll speak into this a bit later as well. Now, to start on a quad, the products you invest into are an Anespa, 2 K8 machines, and an Ukon. What a lot of people tend to do with their second K8 is rent it out to family or businesses and gain an extra income from there. And it's also to allow others to try the water for themselves. To start up with a quad, this looks like investing $21,000. Also, this is in New Zealand dollars. 21 beautiful $1,000. Now, I'm just going to pause here for a second because you may be thinking, whoa, or how am I even going to come up with the funds to start this business? And trust me, I know this because once upon a time, I was on the other side of this masterclass thinking the exact same thing. So some of us use savings that was going towards travel plans with our family or savings that was going towards a house deposit. We saw the bigger benefits investing into this first, then purchasing a home later. Some of us use loans or financing. Some of us stretched in ways we have never had to before. But what we didn't do was stay stuck in a consumer mindset. This isn't like buying a new phone or going on a shopping spree. This is about putting your money back into something that pays you, not just once, but over and over and over again. Now, I want you to start thinking like an investor, not a consumer. So I want you to take your consumer hat off for a second and I want you to put your investor's caps on. Consumers look at the price and wonder if it's worth it. Consumers use their money to just buy things that don't make their money back. Investors, they look at the return, the impact, the future. They use other people's money to make more money. They leverage debt. If you've ever said, I want to retire my parents, I want more time with my babies, I want to break generational cycles, this is the moment to back that up with action. And if it means you take out a loan to do that, that doesn't make you reckless. That makes you a visionary who's betting on themselves, the type of person that's going to break cycles, because nothing changes if nothing changes. Most of my highest earning teammates, they didn't start with heaps of money lying around. They made a decision that now funds their entire lives. They didn't wait for the perfect time. They decided to become the person who makes it work. Now, if you decide to start with financing or a loan, let me show you how you can start with a zero down option and also how you can make your entire investment back with just 5 sales. Just go to the next slide. Now, when you invest in a quad, within your first 10 days of investing, you will earn cash back guaranteed of $995, just over here on the left. What a lot of our team tend to do with this is use that money for their first 2 months of that loan repayment. You see how you haven't used any of your money yet. You've used the bank's money to start the business, and then you've used the $994 cash back for your first 2 months. What this then looks like is us working really, really closely during those first 2 months to start closing sales. Because even with your very first sale, you'll make up to $3,000. This means you'll be covered, like you'll be covering your loan repayments for the next year and a half. Again, you haven't touched any of your money. This is what investors do. But at the same time, this looks like you going all in. You working really closely alongside us. So now that you know that, let's take a deeper look at how you can make your entire investment back with just 5 sales. Just 5 sales, guys. Changing 5 people's lives. So your first 2 sales, you will earn $6,750. Your next 2 sales after that, $9,000. Now, your 5th sale, this brings a total of $22,369. You've made 22K with just 5 sales. You've made your entire investment back and some. 5 sales, not 10, not 20, not 100, just 5. But let's look even further into the power of high ticket sales. So your next 8 sales, you'll earn 54K, now giving you a total of 76K from only 13 quad sales. 13 people's lives that you've changed. This is more than the average salary. If we look at how you earn your first 6-figure year, your next 12 sales, this will earn you 93K with a total now of 170K. An everyday person like you and I making 6-figure years with no previous knowledge or experience, just the determination and vision to break cycles. Your next sale after that, you'll get to 6A. This means every sale you make, you will earn $8,010. Imagine making one sale, changing one person's life every single month for a whole year. That's 8K every month for a whole year, just from changing one person's life. But this isn't the main reason why we started. It's because of this. Passive willable income. Once you reach a specific rank in this business, you now have the potential to earn 5,000 US dollars for life. So when you convert that into New Zealand dollars, it's so much more than that. Willable, meaning you can pass this on to your children too. Imagine leaving this earth knowing that you've set your family up for the rest of their lives. You're not leaving behind debt. You're not leaving behind struggle. When you take a look back at the investment, 21K, do you see how it's nothing compared to what you can create and the cycles that you can break? And this is just the minimum. As your business continues to grow, you will get the opportunity to earn 80,000 US dollars monthly for the rest of your life. Imagine how many cycles you've been able to break from that. Again, I know it's not just about the money, it's about the legacy, what you get to leave behind after you leave. Do you see now the power of how this business is breaking cycles? This is why all of us started. Now, if you're ready to get your business started, here are the next steps. Just before I do speak into that, sorry, I do want to leave you guys with a quote. So, when people say it runs in the family, you can be the first person to say it ends with us. Imagine breaking those cycles for you and your family, your future kids, their kids. So here are the next steps to start your business and join our community. So I want you to get back to the person who invited you to this masterclass and let them know that you're ready. Not tomorrow, not the day after, not next week, not after you've had a nap, whatever it is. I want you to get back to them right now. You showed up to this masterclass for a reason. You watched this entire masterclass to the end for a reason. So action that. I want you to book in your free strategy call to go over your goals and how to get your high ticket business started. Again, today. Ask about the zero down options for the quad and ask about how you can get up to $994 cash back just for getting started. Just like what I briefly spoke about. On top of this, when you start with us, you'll gain access to our training platform free for the first 3 months and have first-hand access to our mentorship, which will help fast track you to your first 10 to 20K month. But you must have started your Magic business within the next 3 weeks to qualify. So again, get back to the person that invited you to this masterclass and let them know that you're ready. Other than that, guys, thank you so much for tuning in tonight, and I'll see you all on the other side.